Hi everybody, my name is Kyle Baltzer, this is Kelly Plum, and this is the YouTube lesson video for saxophone methods at University of Illinois. So today we're going to show Kelly how to properly, first of all, of course you need to know how to set up your saxophone, and then two, how to have proper hand position so you can be technically accurate with notes and rhythms and that kind of thing. Number three is to set up a correct embouchure to have the best possible sound that we can make. And then lastly, we'll teach her how to play a G and a C major scale. So I hope you enjoy the saxophone methods lesson. So first of all, let's make sure that the case is right side up so that we don't open it up upside down.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Let's go ahead and open your case up. There's a reed for you. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be wetting our reed to make sure that it's not dry so that it can actually vibrate in your mouth to produce the sound. So we're going to wet our reed, and I apologize for the muffled sound with the piece of wood in my mouth. I'm going to take our neck strap, and for you, the padded side will go on your neck, obviously, for the more comfort on your neck. Okay. Now we're going to always take up the body of the saxophone by the bell to make sure we don't pop off any keys, cause any damage to the saxophone. Excuse me. Now we're going to take the neck of the saxophone, which is this guy right here, and with a twisting motion we're going to attach it to the top of the body of the saxophone. And we're going to make sure that we align this piece right here with the octave key trigger right here. And then we'll tighten up the screw to make sure that nothing moves. Okay, now we'll take off your mouthpiece, to be in the corner of your case for most of us. Take off your mouthpiece cap if you have one. And now we'll attach our neck strap to our saxophones to have it hold it in place. Now we'll take our wetted reed, and with the label side will go against the mouthpiece, like so, to where where you can't see any words, you can't see the label of your reed. Okay, and the correct position for a reed against the mouthpiece is just enough to where you can see a black sliver of the mouthpiece over the tip of the reed. Does that make sense? Okay, now you're going to want to adjust your ligature, which is, in your case, the silver piece that you're going to be moving up and down to where the heel of the reed, which is the solid wood part, has an equal space on both the top and the bottom. Okay, now we'll tighten our ligature up and go as far as you can, and then unscrew it about a quarter of a turn so that you can actually have the reed vibrate in your mouth. Now with the twisting motion, we'll take our mouthpiece and we'll twist it onto the cork. Always avoid using a jamming motion, because if you use a jamming motion you run the risk of ruining or damaging your cork, which are really hard to replace. Alright, now we'll go ahead and close up our cases. So the first thing we want to do is learn the proper carriage for the saxophone. So the easiest way to do it is to adjust the neck strap to where all you have to do is rotate your wrists and the saxophone goes right into your mouth. Does that feel comfortable for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once that's in, first we'll learn about hand position. So for hand position, your left hand is always going to be on top. So, and it might be weird for some righties because they might want to do this, but left hand is always on top of the saxophone. And on the top of the sax you have 4 big pearl keys. You have one little one that we're going to disregard for this lesson, but you have 4 big pearl keys. You want to place your index finger on the second from the top pearl key. You want to place your middle finger on the next big pearl key and the third on the next one. And then your pinkies kind of lay on these, what we call spatula keys. You can call them pancake keys or whatever you want to call them. They're just going to kind of rest there. We'll use those at another time, and we'll use them today. And then your thumb is going to rest on the back portion right here, just under the octave key. And you want to make sure that your thumb is in a position to where all you have to do is pivot to hit the octave key. Does that make sense? Okay. Now your right hand is a little easier. You have simply 3 pearl keys on the bottom. You're just going to go 1, 2, 3. And then 4 is going to be on this bottommost pancake key. And then your thumb is going to go right to the little hook that's designed for your thumb. Does that make sense? Alright. So now that we have our hands in the right position, we can learn how to actually put our mouth to a saxophone. Okay. So the easiest way to think about it is if you take your bottom lip, you can actually curl it over your bottom teeth as if you're trying to pretend that you have no teeth, like you're an old guy, or you're talking like this. So that'll be your bottom lip. Your top lip just stays like you're normally talking, just like this. Okay? Now, when you put the sax to your mouth, you want to look at the side of the saxophone, and you're going to see a profile. If you look at the profile of your sax, where the reed leaves the mouthpiece, where you can see light in between is where you want your lips to go. Okay? So you see where that point is? Alright, so we want to go ahead and put our mouth up to the mouthpiece. Okay, now when we do that, we want to make sure our chin is flat when we have it like that. And we also want to make sure that the corners of our mouth, so our lips apply equal pressure all the way around the mouthpiece. So imagine you have a drawstring sack, and when you pull the strings, the whole sack goes in, not just vertically or horizontally, but everywhere. So that's what we want to imagine. And then for our tongue, to make the warm, luscious sound that a saxophone can make, we want to imagine saying "aw," like you just saw a really cute cat or a cute bunny or a cute dog, something like that. And you're going to go "aw" to kind of imagine your tongue being as low as you can in your mouth. Does that make sense? Okay. So go ahead and get up. You start? Alright, so the first note I'm going to teach you is a G, which is pretty standard for first notes for beginner players. So a G is simply going to be all the fingers down on your left hand outside of your pinky and your thumb. So 1, 2, and 3 in your left hand. Okay? Now to articulate on the sax, all you're going to say is da. Does that make sense? Okay. So when you say da, you're not going a da, da, da. So your tongue is not hitting like this, but it's just simply letting go of the reed to make it vibrate. Okay? So when we take up the sax, we're going to pick it up, and our tongue is already going to be